You're watching NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network. Coverage is made possible by your local McDonald's owners and operators, offering competitive wages, paid time off, and tuition assistance. And by the Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wayzata High School here tonight as we get you set for some non-conference girls basketball as the number 5th seeded Wayzata Trojans welcome in the Park Center Pirates. And let's start with the Trojans. They come in with a record of 2-1 on the young season, open the year with an 89-43 win at New Ulm, then a 64-33 win over Eastview, followed by a 1-point loss, 56-55, to the number 3 ranked Maple Grove Crimson. Wayzata hasn't played a game in a week and a half, so they're excited to get back on the floor here, and they are led by their senior guard, Sophie Hawkinson, who averages 15.3 points per game on the young season. Just surpassed 1,000 career points did Sophie Hawkinson in the game against Eastview. She is a North Dakota State commit, and her counterpart is Allie Burns, who took a massive step from her sophomore to junior season last year. She's now a senior, averaging 8 points per game for Wayzata, under the leadership of Julie Stewart in her 4th season. Wayzata averaging 69.3 points per game. They did lose a couple players off last year's team. Riley Kurth focusing on volleyball, and Sarah Hyde not listed on the roster. And no shocker that in girls hoops in Class 4A, that 5 of the top 7 ranks are out of the Lake Conference. Another stacked year. Hopkins at number 1, Eden Prairie at number 3, Minnetonka at 4, Wayzata at 5, and St. Michael Alfredville at 7. And as we look at Park Center, they come in with the record of 1-3 out of the Northwest Suburban Conference. Their leading scorer is Lyric Singleton, 25.2 points per game on the young season. Park Center lost plenty of key players from last year's team. Singleton averaging 9.6, taking a massive leap here early in the year. Head coach is Mario Reese for the Pirates. And Park Center opened up the season with a 106-69 loss to Fridley, followed by a 57-54 win at St. Louis Park. Then back-to-back losses, 80-51 at Chanhassen, 79-45 against Lakeville South. Park Center last year 15-13. They finished 10-8 in the Northwest Suburban. Trying to be more competitive this year, although they've lost plenty of talent. And meanwhile, Wayzata trying to break through this year, as they've tried many years to get through their section tournament. Always run into Hopkins in the final. It could be this year for Wayzata that they do break through with a ton of seniors and a ton of upperclassmen as well. We will get you set for the opening tip in just a moment. National anthem coming up here from Wayzata High School.
And for the Trojans, at forward, a 6'2" senior, number 41, Katie Kelsenberg. The Pirates are led by head coach Mario Reese. They come into the game with an overall record of 1-3.
And we are set to go here from Wayzata High School. Hogan Greenwood, Jack Sand with you. Starters have just been announced. We'll get them to you now. Marin Day, Allie Burns, Sophie Hawkinson, Annika Kieser, Katie Kelsenberg for Wayzata. For Park Center, it's Natavia Miles, Lyric Singleton, Delia Kane, Demi Holman, and Coco Tosu. Wayzata will be in the home blue tonight. Park Center in the road white. These two teams did not meet a season ago. A couple years ago they did. Wayzata winning in dominant fashion. The Trojans with only one loss on the year. A 1-point loss to Maple Grove on what was a buzzer beater or a late last-minute shot by Jordan Odie. And meanwhile, Park Center 1-3 on the season. Their lone win, a 3-point win over St. Louis Park. Katie Kelsenberg will jump it up for Wayzata. And Delia Kane will jump it up for Park Center. Wayzata wins the opening tap, and it's Annika Kieser controlling for the Trojans. Kieser on the drive. And it's Katie Kelsenberg knocking it down from the baseline. And Wayzata likes to bring the pressure. They'll full court press off a make as much as possible. Knocked out by Allie Burns, number 11 in blue tonight, who we talked about last year, averaged just a shade under 10 points per game, took a massive step. Expect her to be a big factor this year for the Trojans. Here's Singleton handing off for Holman. Tosu on the drive, but double dribble turnover for the Pirates. High post Kelsenberg, backdoor look. Allie Burns up and one for Allie Burns. Chance at a three-point play from the line.
For the Trojans, Allie Burns. Fouls on Park Center's number 24, Annika Kaiser. Her first, team's first. At the line for the Trojans, Allie Burns.
Burns unable to convert on the three-point play. Rebound brought down by Lyric Singleton. Talked about her in the open, 25.2 points per game. She's averaging on the young season. She'll drive with the left hand, too strong off glass. Rebound down to Day. Hawkinson up ahead for Allie Burns, uncontested layup. And a great start for the Trojans here at home.
That's another two for Allie Burns.
Katie Kelsenberg got the first bucket. She's averaging 8.3 points per game. Underneath, Miles got a good look. Couldn't cash in. Here's Hawkinson ahead of steam, and that one rolls off the rim. Offensive rebound, put back no good for Kelsenberg, and the rebound pulled down by Kane. Pull up three, off the front iron from Demi Holman. Kelsenberg pulls in the rebound. Hawkinson turns it over. Miles with the defensive pressure. Tosu kicking it out. Miles sets up for three. And that missed everything. Annika Kieser down with the board. Here's Marin Day, the sophomore, and she's blocked. Coming back defensively, Lyric Singleton. Marin Day, another player who took a big step. She was a freshman last year, had a big impact on the team. And now as a sophomore on the young season, averaging 8.3 points per game. Hawkinson, open look off the inbound, off the front rim. Ella Goodnature just into the game. She tracks down the rebound. Hawkinson, open look. Another one left short Third chance for the Trojans. Hawkinson, great look. Marin Day all alone for two. More pressure from the full court. Wayzata forces a turnover. Down low, it's Hawkinson. Hawkinson looking for Burns. Burns able to gather underneath. Can't convert. Rebound tapped out. Taken by Marin Day. Good nature shot fake. Puts it on the deck. Try to shovel it inside for Day. Ball on the ground. And we're going to get a tie-up possession arrow in favor of the Pirates.
Jump ball possession arrow goes to Park Center. Now on the court for Park Center is number 0,
Candace
Candace Bestman.
Bestman in for Park Center, number 0 in white. More full court pressure from Wayzata. That's the MO for head coach Julie Stewart. Loves to speed up the opponent. Shot from Miles goes wanting off the top of the backboard. And Wayzata will have it back. Opening minutes of the first half. Second year of high school basketball with a shot clock as Ella Goodnature feeding a cutting Keyser for two. Keyser's got her first bucket of the night. And a foul on the backcourt on the Trojans. A little too overzealous as Singleton took the hit. A big story coming into the year for the Trojans is one of their key players is out for the year. Kate Amalott, who averaged 13.7 points per game last year as a sophomore, tore her ACL in the soccer season, so she will miss the basketball season here in 2024-25. Demi Holman with the basket for Park Center. Wayzata turned it over, and the Pirates give it right back. Marin Day, good look. Hawkinson down to Goodnature for two. Ella Goodnature averaging just 3.3 points per game. Her minutes have been limited off the bench, but making a big impact here early on. Good look from Bestman, couldn't convert. Loose ball in the corner. And it's last touched by Park Center, going back to Wayzata. Ellie Howard on the floor, number 33 in blue. She was a very talented player last year for junior varsity. Didn't get a lot of minutes at varsity, but now getting elevated this year. And Howard averaging 6.3 points per game.
On the floor for the Trojans, number 14, Kaya Nash.
Also in is number 10, Lindsay Harvey. And number 14, Kaya Nash, who's a newcomer this year for head coach Julie Stewart. Kaya Nash on the young season, averaging 8.5 points per game. Here's Howard, top of the key. Now Harvey, a duck in for Kelsenberg for two. Katie Kelsenberg's got an early 4 points. Whistle and a foul in the backcourt again on Wayzata. That is the downfall for the Trojans. With this full court pressure, they do tend to get in foul trouble. That was a big issue last year. We'll see how that plays out as the season goes along. Just the second team foul in the opening minutes. Singleton on a handoff. Holman will pull up from three. Back iron, no. Kelsenberg rips down the board. Here comes Hawkinson on a crossover. Hawkinson feeding. Kelsenberg out for Nash, and she knocks down the mid-range jumper.
Basket's good for two.
And Wayzata turns it into a bucket off the giveaway. Kaya Nash, bucket in the foul. So 2 quick baskets for Kaya Nash and a chance at a 3-point play from the line.
Demi Holman, that is her first, team second. In for the Pirates, number 22, Jalea Kane. At the line for the Trojans, shooting one, number 14, Kaya Nash.
Nash able to cash in from the line. She's got 5 points off the bench.
For Wayzata, number 24, Annika Kaiser.
Monica Kieser back on as Wayzata sets up their full court pressure. 19-2, Wayzata in front. Just over 5 minutes gone, and Kieser with the takeaway. Bounce it in for Nash, could not convert. Loose ball, Miles on the floor for the Pirates. We're going to tie up, and Wayzata will keep it on this end.
Possession here belongs to the Trojans.
Kieser cutting to the basket, easy bucket, and the foul.
Basket's good by number 24, Annika Kaiser. Fouls on Park Center's number 11, Natavia Miles. At the line for the Trojans, Annika Kaiser.
And she converts from the line. 5 points for Annika Kieser. 20-point lead for Wayzata. And a traveling violation in the backcourt. Delia Kane. Wayzata will have it on the baseline. I was going to mention that it's the second year of having the shot clock at the high school level, so 35-second shot clock this year here in 2024. Feed it in for Kelsenberg. She's able to corral it. Now here's Kieser off the bounce, and Singleton reaching in, commits the personal.
Fouls on Park Center's number 20, Lyric Singleton. That is her first, team's fourth.
First on Singleton. That's the 4th team foul now for Park Center. Howard down low. Kelsenberg posting up. Missed it point blank. Kelsenberg got her own miss. And 3 seconds in the lane called on Katie Kelsenberg, who's also a 2-sport athlete. Stand out on the volleyball team. Park Center breaks the press with ease, and it's Bestman coasting in for 2. Here's Ellie Howard, step back 3, left it short. Harvey trying to save it, and she does. Park Center will control on their own half of the floor, get it up for Lyric Singleton, and she's denied. Kelsenberg with the interior force. Singleton trying to get inside the paint. Another loose ball and a tie-up. Pirates will keep it.
Jump ball, basketball. Possession goes to Park Center. No.
And we had a Park Center Pirates slow to get up after the play. Number 22, Delia Kane, walking off gingerly, favoring that lower back.
Now in for the Trojans, number 3, Mara Day. Number 11, Allie Burns. And number 13, Ella Goodnature. In for the Pirates, number 11, Natavia Miles. And number 24, Coco Toso.
Coco Tosu back on the floor for Park Center. Back in for the Trojans, Ella Goodnature, Allie Burns, and Marin Day. Step back 3 from the corner. Missed everything. Annika Kieser with the rebound. Marin Day, long pass up ahead. Kaya Nash leaking, and she knocks it down. Kaya Nash, an early 7 points. And the Pirates turn it over. That's the pressure that speeds up the opponent. Park Center gonna have to take care of the ball going forward. 7 minutes gone this opening half, 24-4. As Kaya Nash gets to the rim. Rebound down to the Pirates. Here comes Lyric Singleton down the right side. Tried to feed Bessman, knocked out of play. It'll stay with Park Center underneath. Sophie Hawkinson coming back in. Get it into Candace Bessman. Hawkinson nearly pickpocketed. Over and back here as Miles throws it away. Another turnover for the Pirates. Hawkinson cutting to the basket, off glass for two. Sophie Hawkinson's got her first bucket of the night. And she gets a hand on the basketball again. Wayzata active defensively. Sophie Hawkinson averaging 14.3 points per game last year, already up to 15.3, just 3 games into the season. And we talked about it in the open. Wayzata had a week off since their last game in a heartbreaker to Maple Grove. They will see the Crimson again coming up on December 12th. That'll be here at Wayzata High School, so a chance to get some revenge. Maple Grove 3 at the time when they beat Wayzata by 1. Now up to 2 in the rankings as Minnetonka has dropped. The Skippers are the defending champions in Class 4A. Here's Hawkinson on a steal. Hawkinson glides in for 2. Lyric Singleton poked from behind. Burns up ahead. Hawkinson uncontested. Timeout, Park Center. Largest lead of the first half for the Trojans at 26. 9:47 remaining in this first half. 30-4. Wayzata in front. We'll step aside.
Hi, my name is Rayleigh and I work at a McDonald's in Minnesota. I enjoy what I've learned so far, like my leadership skills.
Strawberry shake and then 2 cheeseburgers.
Working with the crew is one of my best parts of the job. One of my goals is to become a teacher.
How wonderful is your day?
With McDonald's, it gives me a lot of experience. There's very flexible scheduling and there's a lot of room for opportunities and growth.
For job information, text APPLY to 38000 or visit jobs.mchire.com.
So Wayzata out to a blazing start here at home. Good sign for Julie Stewart's squad after not playing for a week and a half. Wayzata's upcoming schedule. This is their first game of a 3-game homestand. They will play 2 games next week against Chaska on Tuesday and then Maple Grove on Thursday. That is the rematch against the Crimson. And a good start for Wayzata as Kaya Nash off the bench with 7 points. Meanwhile for Park Center, they've been shooting themselves in the foot thus far, playing into the hands of that Trojan pressure. Too many turnovers to start for the Pirates. They're going to have to clean that up as head coach Mario Reese is talking to his team in the timeout. Lyric Singleton yet to score tonight for the Pirates. She is their leading scorer. And here's more pressure wreaking havoc from the Trojans. Couldn't quite get a turnover. But it's going to be a 10-second call as the Pirates couldn't get across the timeline. So after the timeout, Park Center still couldn't break that Wayzata pressure. Nice look. Marin Day to Hawkinson, cutting to the hoop.
Basket's good. Sophie Hawkinson.
Hawkinson's got 8 after a scoreless opening minutes. All of her buckets have been inside the paint.
For Park Center.
Another deflection for Wayzata.
Coco Toso. She replaces number 0, Candace Bestman.
Coco Tosu back in for Park Center. 32-4. Halfway through this first half. Wild attempt there from Demi Holman. Keyser down with the board. Hawkinson, nice bounce pass. Ella Goodnature lays it in off the glass.
For Ella Goodnature.
Ella Goodnature's got 4 points off the bench. Keyser to the floor. Hawkinson left alone. 15-footer is good.
Sophie Hawkinson for 2.
Hawkinson in the double figures now with 10. There's the Pirates breaking the pressure. Miles had an uncontested layup, blew it. Ella Goodnature pulls down the board, and a foul on the Pirates. It'll be the 5th team foul on Park Center.
Fouls on the Pirates, number 24, Coco Toso. Her second, team's 5th.
Lindsey Harvey back on the floor along with Ellie Howard.
Allie Burns. And number
In for the first time tonight is Mallory Macbeth, who averages 5.5 points per game. As a freshman, she's one of the newcomers, and her older brother, Wyatt Macbeth, a standout on the boys basketball team for Wayzata. Here's Hawkinson out top, trying to feed one through, got it to Harvey, and it's knocked out of bounds by Park Center. Great cut, Mallory Macbeth, an easy 2.
That's number 22, Mallory Macbeth.
Lyric Singleton on the move. Out for Bestman. She gets inside. Could not finish. Harvey down with the defensive board. Hawkinson on a crossover. The blow by Hawkinson's got a dozen. Hawkinson's got a steal. Hawkinson spinning. Nifty finish for Sophie Hawkinson. And we got a tie-up as Ellie Howard got her paws in the mix. Possession arrow will give it to the Trojans. And it's been all Wayzata here in the opening 11 minutes. Park Center is going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll step aside. Wayzata blitzing Park Center early on. It's 42-4 in this first half.
Support your teams and community with NSPN.TV. Enjoy exclusive coverage from summer town ball to high school championships. Plus, feature stories and podcasts that bring you closer to the action. Stay connected with NSPN.TV, your neighborhood sports network.
Out of the Pirates timeout. Hawkinson finding Lindsey Harvey for 2. Largest lead of the night at 40 for Wayzata. 3-point shot from Coco Tosu off the mark. Marin Day answers quickly. Marin Day's got 4 points on the night. Singleton picked up her dribble, looking for Bestman. Bestman going glass, could not finish. Marin Day down with the defensive board. Hawkinson will slow things up. Survey as she walks it. Lindsay Harvey spotting up for three, and that's good. Lindsay Harvey's got 5 points off the bench. And Wayzata will take a 30-second timeout. 6:28 remaining. We'll keep it here. Just a 30-second timeout. 49-4. Wayzata out in front, looking all of like the number 5 team in the state. We talked about 5 of the top 7 late conference teams being up there in Class 4A. Well, the number 2 ranked team is Maple Grove, as we mentioned. And Wayzata will have them twice on their schedule. A little disrespectful that Wayzata was actually not ranked in the top 10 to start the preseason. That quickly changed after Wayzata started 2-0. They moved up to number 6 after week 1 and now up to number 5, even though they suffered a 1-point loss to the Crimson. Wayzata girls basketball will always be one of the premier basketball teams at 4A. Just a matter of if they can break through this year and make a state tournament appearance. They always meet Hopkins in the section final, and Hopkins, to their credit, have had many great teams, standout teams through the years over the last decade. Wayzata believes that they are the team to break through this year. Just remains to be seen if they can play their best basketball when it comes to February and March. Here's a trap, and Hawkinson nearly took it away. Miles to the floor. And it's knocked out of bounds, last touched by Park Center. And now for Mallory Macbeth. Macbeth defended by Singleton. Great individual defense. Singleton racing the other way. Singleton couldn't convert. Wayzata has numbers if they hurry. Hawkinson finding Macbeth. Down low, Kelsenberg. Shot fake and puts it in. Singleton knifing through. Whistle came before the shot. It'll be just the 4th team foul for Wayzata. Or they're going to count the bucket. Well, they will count the basket. They will count the basket. Didn't look like they initially counted it, but Lyric Singleton, a chance at a 3-point play. That's her first field goal of the night. Coming in averaging 25 points per game. It's been a slow start for Singleton. Kai Nash back on the floor. Singleton empty on the 3-point play. 51-6 as Kelsenberg gets a paint touch. And she'll head to the free throw line. Katie Kelsenberg just in her 2nd year of high school varsity basketball. Did not play as a sophomore. Head coach Julie Stewart recruiting her last year as a junior. Kelsenberg took on the challenge. And she's only gotten better entering her senior season.
Number 22, Delia Cannon.
Kelsenberg a much better free throw shooter this year as well, as she knocks down a pair. She's got 8 points on the night. Wayzata backing off the full court pressure. Singleton gets an open look, a little too strong. Rebound to the near side. Lindsay Harvey collects it. Kaya Nash trying to get downhill, and she gets fouled from behind. It's going to be the 7th team foul on Park Center, so we're going to get free throws as the Pirates are over the limit. 1 and 1 for Kaya Nash.
That is Team 7, shooting 1 and 1 at the line for the Trojans.
Kaya
Kaya Nash.
Nash, just a 5'10 sophomore. But she's had a great start to the season, 8.5 points per game, as we mentioned, coming into tonight. Unable to hit on the front end. Here comes Lyric Singleton, straight head down to the basket, and she gets the whistle.
Fouls on the Trojans, number 22, Mallory Macbeth, her first, team's 5th. Back on the court for the Trojans, number 24, Annika Kaiser, and number 11, Burns.
Allie Burns and Keyser back on. Singleton goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. She's got 4 points on the night. 53-8 with under 5 minutes to play in the first. Keyser, nice crossover. Into the corner, Lindsay Harvey spots up for 3. Too strong, and Allie Burns with the putback.
Basket, good for Allie Burns.
Offensive foul, Lyric Singleton running straight through Annika Keyser, sacrificing her body, and it's another turnover for the Pirates.
Fouls on Park Center's number 20, Lyric Singleton as her second.
Second foul on Lyric Singleton, but it's not going to matter for head coach Mario Reese with the deficit. Gonna keep her in the ball game. Here's Keyser. Back out, Allie Burns spots up and rains in a 3. Allie Burns has got 9 points in this first half. Largest lead of the night for Wayzata at 50 points. Great look inside, and a foul as Coco Tosu got free, and she will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Fouls on Wayzata's number 13, Ella Goodnature.
Ella Goodnature will pick up the personal, just her first.
In for Park Center, number 0, Candace Bestman, and number 12, Joylyn Getchy. At the line for Park Center, that's Coco Toso.
One for 2 for Tosu. Burns finding Keyser, right wing 3, off the front iron. Ella Goodnature sticking her nose in there. And we got another tie up. Possessioner will give it back to Park Center. 3:37 remaining in the half. Singleton head down, could not convert, a little too strong off glass. Here comes Keyser getting downhill. Keyser going off the window. She's got 7 points in the first half. Pull up 3 from Holman off the mark. Offensive rebound taken by Tosu. Lyric Singleton taking a look at the shot clock. It's under 10. Singleton knocked out of play with 2 on the shot clock. Pirates will have 2 seconds to work underneath. Marin Day and Ellie Howard back in. Singleton got to put a shot up. She just gets it off and she banks it in. Singleton's got 7 points. Much needed bucket there for the Pirates. Ellie Howard couldn't finish inside. Over and back is the call as Candace Bestman had her foot on the center stripe. Wayzata will get it back, and Katie Kelsenberg will enter for Ella Goodnature. Hawkinson back on the floor as well as Kaya Nash will take a seat. Final 2 minutes of play in the first half. It's been all Wayzata here in the opening 18 minutes. Hawkinson off a cut. Good catch. Kelsenberg got it back. Another tie up underneath. Wayzata will keep it with the possession arrow. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Hawkinson down low. Kelsenberg got position, could not finish, and a whistle and a foul. Kelsenberg earning a trip to the free throw line. Fouls are going to go on Candace Bestman. That's her second. Tavia Miles back in for the Pirates. Final 138. Kelsenberg goes 2 for 2 from the stripes, using double figures as Holman couldn't hit. Ellie Howard racing into the front court. Back outside, Keyser spots up for 3. Rebound, Kelsenberg out for Hawkinson on a shot fake. Step back triple, short. Marin Day comes flying in, put back no good. Ellie Howard on a third chance. And she will head to the free throw line. Hawkinson's had a slow start from beyond the arc. She's done most of her work inside. She's got 14 first half points.
Returning for the Pirates, number 0, Candace Bestman, and number 22, Delilah Hanna.
Howard goes 1 for 2 from the stripe. Howard gets it back. Too strong off the window. Hawkinson falling away, no good. Out to Kelsenberg, and she misses. Marin Day tracks down the O board. Hawkinson wide open 3. And she finally drills it. Hawkinson's got 17 first half points. Shot clock is off. Wayzata looking to attack. Howard left open. Left wing three is short. Lyric Singleton on the move. Singleton drawing the foul. Count it and one.
Fouls on Wayzata's number 12, Sophie Hawkinson. That is her first. Now in for the Pirates, number 12, Joylyn Hitchie. At the line, Lyric Singleton.
Singleton completes the three-point play, 66-15. Final 12 seconds. Hawkinson in the corner for Howard. Offensive rebound, Keyser. And she goes back up with it and in. And that'll do it for the opening half. 9 first half points for Annika Keyser, 68-15. All Wayzata in the opening 18 minutes of play. We'll step aside. You're watching girls high school basketball here on NSPN.
You're watching NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Up here, it's all about perspective. From the good life to the bad weather, the cities, the townships, the land, the water. It's the state we love to love. It's the state we hate to leave. Fly over? Do so at your own peril, because perspective matters. And if it's happening down there and over there or up there, read about it here and here and all across here. This isn't Minnesota nice. This is Minnesota news, and we are the Minnesota Star Tribune. We're not a paper, we're a fabric, one that can unite, incense, connect, frustrate, represent, and reflect all of us. It's the faces you may know. It's the voices you may not have heard. It's major, minor, it's urban, rural, it's left, right, and center field, because all the state's a stage, and everyone plays their part. We are the Minnesota Star Tribune, the heart and voice of the North.
I've been going to college now for like 4 years, and throughout my time here at McDonald's, I've earned a little over $12 grand in scholarship money from Archways.
Archways each year gives me $2,500 for my tuition, which is a big deal.
While working at McDonald's, I've learned good time management skills and good communication skills.
After I started working here, I convinced a bunch of my friends to come work here too, because I thought the job was so cool.
Back here at Wayzata High School, Hogan Greenwood with you. Halftime 68-15, Wayzata in front. Looking like the number 5th ranked team in Class 4A. Hawkinson, 17 first half points. Also Katie Kelsenberg in double figures with 10 for the Trojans. Lyric Singleton, the only player in double figures for Park Center. Slow start for her, but she got up to double figures with 10 points in the open 18 minutes of play. We have our MN feature of the week, and we'll show that to you now. Second half, it's coming up shortly from Wayzata High School.
I'm here at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul for the 2024 Minnesota State High School League Volleyball State Championship. I'm talking today with Allie Kronk, who's been the public address announcer for the state tournament for 50 years.
I have been working with Dorothy McIntyre for quite a bit on girls' sports. And when it came time to bring an announcer in for volleyball and gymnastics, I do gymnastics, did track at one time, I think she was looking for somebody with a voice like mine, apparently. And Dorothy also knows that I am a big promoter of girls' sports, and so she thought, let's have a woman do it, and this woman has probably got the voice that would do it. We are now ready to begin with class 4A for the final match. I was a teacher for 35 years. I taught health education, physical education, special education. I'm a mom of 4 children and a grandma of 8 grandchildren, kind of an activist person, but yet I have a lot of fun groups, book clubs and craft groups and that type of thing. I was going to school at St. Cloud State University, and I was very involved in the gymnastics program. Not that I could be a gymnast, because back in my day we couldn't be athletes, we were cheerleaders. But I was really enjoying gymnastics, so I invited Dorothy McIntyre's Happy Hearts from Eden Prairie. She had a gymnastics team called, and they came up and they worked with our kids from the college. Then when I started teaching in Minnetonka in the junior high, Dorothy once again brought over her Happy Hearts, and it was really more through gymnastics than anything that I got involved. In fact, we kind of laugh about when we planned the very first gymnastics meet. It was on the living room floor of my home back in 1974.
Kronk explains what makes for a good PA announcer.
To me, the biggest thing is when a girl gets to a state tournament, they deserve to have their name pronounced correctly. And so I will spend a lot of time with the coaches. Sometimes I even need to talk to one of the girls and tell them about, finding the pronunciation for their name. But that's a huge part of it. And then to be able to speak clearly and to be able to speak with some enthusiasm so that the crowd is feeling the excitement of the sport. I definitely spend time at home preparing. I go through all the name pronunciations from what I had from last year before I even meet the coaches again this year. I go through my script. I usually meet or talk with Amy beforehand for any changes that need to be done. I go through any notes from last year that I need to know about. It's preparation. I feel like this is my job and I want to do it well, and I love doing it. I feel a little bit more confident than I did in 1974. I come usually about an hour and a half before the first match begins, and when I come I have a good process now of laying everything out, of all the people that I need to check in with.
She also believes support at home is key.
When I started announcing, I had no children. Then we eventually had 1, 2, 3, 4 children. During the volleyball and the gymnastics tournament, my husband would take those days off and he would bring the kids to me, so during the sessions I could nurse my babies, and then I would get right back into announcing again. So I was very lucky to have such a supportive husband.
And sometimes you find out what your job means to other people.
After I had done this for about 10, 11 years, I got because I do meet the coaches and I do get to know them a lot. I do get to know the gymnasts. After about 11 years, the team from Marshall presented me with this medal, and it has a volleyball player on the front, and on the back it says, "Let's play volleyball." I wear it for all the tournaments. It means a lot.
At the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, covering the 2024 Minnesota State High School League Volleyball Tournament, Justin Barrientos, NSPN.TV.
Wayzata, the girls' team plays Thursday against Maple Grove. That should be a good game. But you're getting tired and stuff, so. Yeah. I don't know if anyone's on that game. That's a lot. Yeah, that is a lot. And so the last couple weeks have been like, yeah. Wayzata basically a lot. We have 2 girls games next week, and then I pick up games here and there for game time. I'm not full-time guy. But if there's like a Farmington or Farmington or St. Aston or whatever. I know the school that covers even early, but I think they have like their games taken care of mostly. Let's have a good second half. No injuries.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin the second half, the Wayzata Pirates will start the same 5. Miles, Singleton, Kane, Pullman, and Koso. Trojans will start the same 5. Day, Burns, Hawkinson, Keezer, and Kelton.
Welcome back, everyone. Hogan Greenwood, Jack Sand with you. Wayzata in control, 68-15 at the half. Start of the second half, Wayzata in the home blue, Park Center in the road white. Same starting 5 for the Trojans. They'll start Marin Day, Allie Burns, Sophie Hawkinson, Annika Kieser, and Katie Kelsenberg. 2 Trojans in double figures with Hawkinson at 17, Kelsenberg at 10. Also a strong first half for Kaya Nash, first-year varsity player. And for Park Center, just 1 player in double figures, Lyric Singleton, as we mentioned, at 10 points, coming in to tonight, averaging 25. Look for her to have a big second half. And it's just an important first few minutes for Park Center to set the tone to try to claw back. Tall task here for the Pirates. Park Center will start the second half with the basketball. Same starting 5 for Park Center as well. Singleton on the floor along with Miles, Holman, Kane, and Tosu. 3 ball off the mark from Holman. Marin Day down with the rebound. Up ahead for Hawkinson. Hawkinson, nice pass. Kelsenberg couldn't convert. Marin Day offensive rebound, and she gets the foul. She'll head to the line.
Fouls on Park Center's Naviga. That's Fabia Miles. That is her 3rd.
Third foul on Miles as Marin Day knocks down the first. Marin Day up to 5 points now on the night. Just a sophomore. Had an outstanding freshman season last year and expect her to have a outstanding year as well. Already averaging 8.3 points per game. She averaged 8.8 all of last year. 2 from the line as Hawkinson forces the turnover. Kieser running up ahead, and Kieser gets hit hard by Miles. Octavia Miles will pick up another foul.
Fouls on Park Center's Natavia Miles.
That'll be her 4th. Mario Reese, head coach for Park Center, will keep her in the ballgame, at least for now. Kieser at the line. Annika Kieser, 8.7 points per game coming into tonight, building off the year what she had last year as a freshman, 5.5. So her and Marin Day, same class, and are going to be key players in the years to come. Jump ball will keep it on this end with Wayzata. Hawkinson spots up a long 2, and she gets fouled on a pull-up jumper. So Natavia Miles will pick up the foul, and 3 quick fouls for her. That'll be the end of her night. Hawkinson goes 2 for 2. She's up to 19 points. 73-15 opening minute of the second half, and Park Center throws it away. Another turnover which plagued them in the first half. Wayzata's full court pressure and half court defense really got the Pirates out of sorts. Keyser pivoting. Keyser strong up, and Kelsenberg the follow. Kelsenberg's up to 12 points. Lyric Singleton got all the way to the basket, a little too strong off glass. Hawkinson will walk it up. Hawkinson probing. Kelsenberg out for Allie Burns, and she connects on a triple. Allie Burns up to 12. Timeout, Mario Reese. Park Center will take a full timeout. We'll step aside. 2 minutes gone here in the second half. 78-15. Wayzata stretching the lead.
Hi, my name is Rayleigh and I work at a McDonald's in Minnesota. I enjoy what I've learned so far, like my leadership skills.
Strawberry shake and that 2 cheeseburger.
Working with the crew is one of my best parts of the job. One of my goals is to become a teacher.
How wonderful is your day?
With McDonald's, it gives me a lot of experience. There's very flexible scheduling and there's a lot of room for opportunities and growth.
For job information, text APPLY to 38000 or visit jobs.mchire.com.
Out of the Pirates' timeout. 2-3 zone from the Trojans. Touching the paint for Lyric Singleton. Kick it out. Demi Holman down low. Bestman got free. And a foul is going to go on Wayzata as Coco Tosu will head to the line. Kelsenberg picks up her second foul. Coco Tosu at the line, knocks down the first. Tosu knocks down a pair. Lindsay Harvey, Ella Goodnature back on the floor for the Trojans. Hawkinson open for 3. That might have been partially blocked. Burns able to save it on the baseline, but the Pirates take it away. Here comes Lyric Singleton on the move. Singleton ahead of steam. A little too strong off glass. Offensive putback is good. And the Trojans turn it over in the backcourt. Bestman able to save it. Out to Holman for three. Too strong. Rebound down to Hawkinson. She'll slow the pace. Good nature in the paint. Good nature missed it. Got her own. And she stepped out on the baseline. At least that's what we believed was the call. However, they called a foul on Park Center. Kane will pick up the personal. That's her first. Wayzata will keep it. Hawkinson lines it up and knocks it down. Sophie Hawkinson's got 22 on the night. Her season high last year was 23. Chance to surpass that on the next possession. This one knocked out by the Trojans. Keep it with Park Center. Hawkinson will head out. So that could be the end of her night, depending on what transpires. Hawkinson with 22 points. Keyser back on the floor, along with Kaya Nash and Ellie Howard. Marin Day as well. In for the first time tonight is number 21, Tessa Frank. She's the 5'6" sophomore guard. Drawing the whistle is Koko Tosu. And Tosu will head to the line. Ellie Howard will pick up her first. Two for Tosu from Park Center, showing pressure. And now they back off a little bit. Ellie Howard has it out top. Singleton went for the steal. Keyser finds Marin Day from the baseline. Marin Day's up to 8 points on the night. Here comes Singleton, a full head of steam. That one rolls off the rim. Kaya Nash down with the defensive board. And a whistle on Park Center. That'll be the 5th team foul. And the rim has been unkind for Lyric Singleton tonight. Has yet to score in this second half. Third personal on Tosu. Howard draws a double team. Singleton knocks it away. Singleton. And she gets the whistle on Tessa Frank.
Calls on Wayzata's number 21, Tessa Frank. That is her first at the line for the Pirates' number 20, Lyric Singleton.
Singleton goes 2 for 2 from the line. Her first points of the second half. She's up to a dozen on the night. 83-23. It's been all Wayzata here at home. Kaya Nash will let it fly. Marin Day offensive rebound. The putback is no good. Singleton rips it down. And she had a knocked out of play by Annika Keyser. Singleton kicks it out. Shot clock winding down. Ellie Howard gets the block. Here comes Kaya Nash. Keyser baseline drive. Finds Tessa Frank, and she got hit on the arm. No call. Keyser with the rebound and the putback, and she does get the whistle. Monica Keyser earns a trip to the free throw line. Keyser able to hit on the second free throw. She's up to 11 points, 84-23, with 12 minutes remaining in the half. Holman with the runner, no good. Howard finds a cutting Nash. Marin Day, nice find. Ellie Howard cutting to the basket. 3 points on the night for Ellie Howard off the bench. Demi Holman stop and start. Nash up for Frank. Annika Keyser running the floor, and she gets the whistle. Keyser heading right back to the line. Keyser goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Mallory Macbeth back on the floor. Singleton trying to slip it inside, knocked out by Marin Day. Some valuable minutes for some deep bench players for head coach Julie Stewart. Mallory Macbeth and Tessa Frank. Also important minutes for Ellie Howard and Marin Day, along with Kaya Nash. 55-point advantage. 65-point advantage, rather, for the Trojans. Loose ball on the floor. Picked up by Marin Day. Another turnover for the Pirates. Mallory Macbeth, count it and one. Macbeth completes the three-point play. Holman step back triple off the mark. Out of bounds to the Trojans. High post action, Howard. Marin Day, nice move and finish. She's got 10 points on the night. Singleton picked up her dribble. Looking for a handoff to Bestman. Loose ball. And Tessa Frank will pick up the foul. Fourth team foul for Wayzata here in the half. Timeout on the floor. 93-23. Wayzata in front by 70. We'll step aside. 10:15 remaining in the second half.
Support your teams and community with NSPN.TV. Enjoy exclusive coverage from Summer Town Ball to high school championships. Plus, feature stories and podcasts that bring you closer to the action. Stay connected with NSPN.TV, your neighborhood sports network.
We are the Minnesota Star Tribune. We're not a paper, we're a fabric. One that can unite, incense, connect, frustrate, represent, and reflect all of us. The Minnesota Star Tribune, the heart and voice.
Pirates basketball out of the timeout. We will have running time in about a minute. With 9 minutes remaining, it will be running time. Singleton got inside, could not convert. Here comes Tessa Frank on the move. Frank down low. Howard back out. Howard gets it back. Left it short from the corner. Demi Holman on the drive. That was partially blocked. Tessa Frank down with the basketball. Do it right to Singleton. Singleton will glide in for two. No, it fell off the rim. And saved on the baseline. It's been that kind of night for Lyric Singleton. Howard no good. And the third try from Macbeth off the mark. Number 25, Hannah Brenke is in for the first time tonight for the Trojans. Also number 15, Ava Doherty. Also in for the first time tonight for the Pirates is Jada Washington. Allie Dwyer, number 30 in blue, replacing Ellie Howard, her first appearance of the night. Demi Holman on the drive, got the whistle, and Holman will be at the stripe. One for two from the line. Tessa Frank from the free throw line extended, knocks it down. Tessa Frank's got her first bucket of the night off the bench. Washington in the paint. Hannah Brinke on the floor. And now Mallory Macbeth. Allie Dwyer spots up and connects from downtown. Allie Dwyer. Her first field goal of the night. 98-24. Wayzata well on their way to their third win. Another takeaway. Hannah Brinke back out for Frank. Good look inside. Doherty for two. Ava Doherty, the 5'8" sophomore, gets in the scoring column. Wayzata up to 100 points on the night as Demi Holman will head back to the free throw line. The fourth game out of 5 this year that Park Center has allowed 80 points or more. Their lone win coming against St. Louis Park by 3. 2 for 2 from the line for Demi Holman. She's up to 5 points on the evening. Holman coming in averaging 13.5 points per game. Wayzata will run some offense here as we hit the 6-minute mark to go in the half. Tessa Frank down low. Last touched by the Pirates. It'll stay on a fresh 20 for the Trojans. Bounce it in for Brenke. She could not finish. And it'll stay with Wayzata again. Candace Bestman will come back in. Mallory Macbeth will try. Off target for 3. Brenke offensive board. Put back no good. And we're going to get a tie up. Possession arrow will give it to Park Center. It is running time, just a reminder, so under 5 minutes to go. And looking ahead for Park Center, their next games do not get any easier. They're back home, but they face number 4 Minnetonka, and then on the road after a 10-day hiatus, they'll play at Robbinsdale Cooper. Here's Washington, and she will head to the line. Jada Washington, 5'6" sophomore guard. Washington goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And we already mentioned Wayzata's schedule coming up, but just a reminder, they'll be back home on Tuesday and Thursday of next week, hosting Chaska on Tuesday, and then the rematch against number 2 Maple Grove on Thursday. Should be a good week of girls basketball from Wayzata. Knocked out of play by the Trojans, going back to the Pirates as we approach the final 3 minutes of play. Demi Holman off the bounce. Over for Jada Washington behind the back. Washington left it short. Last touch by the Trojans. Fresh 20 to work for the Pirates. So Sophie Hawkinson finishes the night with 22 points. Allie Burns also in double figures with 12. Holman's shot was blocked by Macbeth. It's a run out. Allie Dwyer off the glass for 2. Macbeth will pick up the foul as Holman will head back to the free throw line. Monica Kieser finished with 10 tonight. Katie Kelsenberg finished with a dozen as well. And also a strong night for Kaya Nash off the bench. Demi Holman adding to her total. She's up to 7. Hannah Brenke getting downhill, left it short. And we're going to have another tie up underneath. Possession area will keep it with the Trojans. Shot clock will be at 20. Final minute of play here in the second half. Dwyer inbounds. Brenke. Shot was blocked by Washington. And a reach-in foul. Jada Washington with some good energy here late in the basketball game.
Fouls on Wayzata's number 15, Ava Doherty. Shooting 1 and 1 for the Pirates is Jada Washington.
Washington earns a second free throw. Final 30 seconds of play as we are in running time. Washington short on the second. Bestman offensive rebound. Bounce it to Washington. Washington puts it on the deck. And she got too far underneath the basket. Hannah Brenke with 8 seconds. Brenke forces it up. A little too strong. Dwyer. Brenke turns. No good, and that is the final horn. Wayzata wins wire to wire. Final score 102-31. Trojans improved to 3-1 on the season. The number 5 ranked team in 4A looked all of that tonight after a week and a half break. They pick up the victory here at home. As for Park Center, they fall to 1-4. Next up for the Pirates, at home against number 4 Minnetonka next week. Player of the game is Sophie Hawkinson, 22 points. Wayzata also having Allie Burns, Annika Kieser, and Katie Kelsenberg in double figures. Well, that'll wrap things up here from Wayzata High School. For our entire crew, Jack Sand, Hogan Greenwood saying thank you for joining us, and good night from Wayzata High School. Trojans win it 102-31. So long.